iconic, powerful women during two very different times. Falling in love with a prince would be the element that would change their lives and destinies forever. Was it really worth giving their lives as Hollywood stars away for love? Grace Kelly, Her Serene Highness Princess Grace of Monaco. From Hollywood starlet to princess consort, Grace's life is truly like no other.
I can only say thank you with all my heart to all who made this possible for me. Thank you.
Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex. Meghan and Harry's relationship led to an avalanche of tabloid interest, some of it tinged with racism. Meghan's rise to the top of British society revealed some deep-seated issues in a multicultural country. It was clear that Meghan excelled in the role of royal senior.
I can very safely say, as naive as it sounds now, I did not have any understanding of just what it would be like.
Grace and Meghan are the Hollywood princesses.
No, and no. Oh, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Earthlings. This is my review of this ridiculous production, which is made by something called Tudor Productions. Nothing to do with H.G. Tudor, because one of you's commented, is this a wind-up by him? How can they make any comparison between the wonderful late Grace Kelly, who worked with Alfred Hitchcock, Oscar winner, award winner, To Catch a Thief, Rear View Window, and Markle? Honestly, this chick, Markle, she fascinates me with her delusion, her insanity. I mean, how can they compare Rear View Window to Beverly Hills 90210, which one of you lot pointed out? I'm sure that the character had just dropped some money in the footwell of the driver's side of the car while the driver was still sitting there, and that's what she was going down to reach. How does that compare with the late Grace Kelly, who literally gave up everything? Everything. She had a glittering Hollywood career. Frank Sinatra, all the Rat Pack, all the big stars worked with Grace. And Meghan Markle, the dishwashing commercial, changing the world. It's deluded, isn't it? It's absolutely deluded. Well, that's my review. That is my review of that. Who's funding these things? Who's producing these things? I had to double check. It is not a wind-up, and apparently it's going to be released tomorrow. So I will be very interested to see what comparison they are drawing between Meghan Markle, because from what I can see of Meghan is she did 10 seasons of Suits, didn't she? She had a 5-minute part, if that, in each episode for 10 seasons. So she was very much like a bit part. And she was coming to the end of her career, approaching 40. And so it seems to me she was looking for something to move up to. What do you make of this, Graham?
I think it's a complete joke. I mean, look, for a start, it's called Hollywood Princesses. Meghan's not a princess.
No, I know.
Not at all. And you can't compare Meghan to Grace Kelly, because Grace Kelly was talented and gorgeous. And she starred in films with A-listers. You know, amongst them Frank Sinatra. I don't need to point out what Grace Kelly did. Like, Meghan's done nothing. Nothing. She was in a Canadian cable show, and she was a supporting actress in that. That's her claim to fame. She hasn't been in any films with A-listers.
It wasn't even supporting. It was like a bit part.
And Meghan's not even talented. I mean, she's all right. She's all right. She's been in stuff. But come on, you can't compare Grace Kelly with Meghan Markle. You know, they're just two completely different. The only thing they've got in common is they're both American and they both married a prince. That's where the similarities end. I'm not going to mention any more about that. It's just bollocks.
It's deluded on the highest level. That is my opinion. Oh, by the way, the gun film yesterday, that is not a real gun to anyone out there who thought it was, because I got the impression from one or two comments people thought they were actually bullets. They're not, they're pellets. But I was at work yesterday, well, in the office, and that's what Graham was up to while I was working hard, building dolphin trips. And I saw it and I thought that's awesome, because where he did the shooting range, that was a considerable distance to hit the milk carton. And not only did he hit it, there was quite a bit of wind. And I was surprised that the wind didn't create drift and take the pellets off. But he is a crack shot. And his grouping, I was so impressed. I just thought that was awesome. Absolutely awesome. And Graham was a firearms instructor, and he had the cross rifles on his sleeve in the army. And he did used to participate in shooting competitions, but after a while, the others just wouldn't participate with him because they said, well, he always wins, and they'd all put £1 in the hat, and he won every week. So in the end, he could only do it with them if he said, well, all right, then I won't take the pot. So he's a crack shot. So just to clear that up, I can imagine the trolls having a field day with that one. But yes, so what do you make of that, guys? I mean, I only just discovered that this Tudor Productions exists through that. One of you pointed me to that. And it's not Meghan narrating it. It's another girl. If you look on that IBDM or whatever website, they're all listed. And Meghan is listed as starring as herself. So I feel that they probably have her consent or stuff, because she sues, doesn't she, if people use her stuff. And this is all under the fair use and fair dealing to review this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So it's Grace Kelly now, is it? First it was Princess Diana. She's just like Princess Diana. Remember that one, Harry? Then she's like Wallis Simpson. Poor old Wallis. Poor old Wallis has been dead for ages. She must be turning in her grave thinking, what have I done to deserve this? Then is a bit of Jackie O, wasn't there, when she was at the UN in New York. Poor old Jackie again would definitely be spinning in her grave. And now Grace. Who next? Who's on the hit list next to be likened? I mean, this chick can't even get an invite to the Oscars, let alone get an Oscar. Oh my goodness, if they had an award for the hammiest, most fake acting ever, I think Meghan would win hands down. What do you guys think? Anyway, as always, look forward to very much to hearing your review and critique of this this masterpiece that we're all going to enjoy tomorrow. Thank you very much for listening.